Hey everyone, this is Alex from Coinexx, and in this video I'm going to show you and explain all the charting tools that ActTrader has to offer. So we're going to show you this on ActTrader Web Trader and of course the mobile platform too. So here we have the Euro US dollar chart open, and surrounding the chart you can see all the different tools that are available. So let's start from left to right and explain each individual one. So first you have a search. This is very simple and self-explanatory. Simply, if you want to open up a particular chart, say I want to open up the EuroCAD, I can just click it and the EuroCAD opens. Now of course, if you have a watch list on the side here, at any point, say I want to go back and open the pound US dollar, I just have to click the pound US dollar and it pops up. So that's how you open up charts. You can do it through your watch list or through the search icon at the top. Next on the list we have Add Comparison. Now this is a truly phenomenal tool. So in Forex, as you know, certain instruments, they mimic each other. Okay, so the pound US dollar is very highly correlated to the Euro US dollar. Okay, so we can simply add the comparison of Euro US dollar. So if we just find Euro US dollar, which is here, click it, it overlays the Euro US dollar chart on the pound US dollar chart. Very, very interesting. And as you can see, the pound US dollar has diverged from the Euro US dollar today. Okay, so this is the 1 minute chart. As you can see, there's a clear diversion. Whereas if we go on older time frames, like a 15-minute chart, you can really see how they perfectly almost mimic each other. But just today there was a push on the pound US dollar, but it actually pushed down on the Euro US dollar. So very interesting, definitely potentially some trade opportunities there if you trade any type of diversion strategies, etc. So really useful. You can of course change the actual candles. So at the moment pound US dollars on candles, Euro US dollars a line chart, and you can do 2 line charts to make it even more clear of how they diverged. Very interesting. So I find this particular tool something extremely phenomenal, and something I feel that a lot of traders are going to use. So to simply get rid of it, you just go to plots, click the X button. You can always hide it as well. If you don't want to completely get rid of it, just hide it. Of course, you can change the color of the line, etc. But we'll just get rid of it now. Next up, you have the draw tools. Again, very self-explanatory. Any good charting platform needs to have decent drawing tools. So if we click on draw, you can see all the different tools available to us. Okay, so first up, you have things like annotations if you want to write on the chart. So I can just write here low, for example, something of that nature if you just want to make notes around the chart. Arrow, again, very simple. I can, create an arrow like so. If this is a particular area of interest, I want to highlight it. Average line, call out, channels, check marks, Elliott wave, Fibonacci retracement. You got all the tools that you would expect on most charting platforms. Things as simple as horizontal lines, which are probably some of the most used. Lines, trend lines, things of that nature. So here's a trend line, for example. You can see there's a nice upward trend. Let's draw a nice trend line. There we go. You can see it broke there, retested the trend line on the back and started to push down. You have all the tools that you need in order to trade competently. Okay. Now it even has a volume profile, something most charting platforms do not offer. So okay, now volume profile is a very useful tool, and it shows you the volume not just on each individual candle like a traditional volume indicator would, but it actually shows you it on the price itself. So let me just get rid of these lines here. If I click on volume profile, and you can see that the market pushed up here. And if I do it from the start of the push to the end of the push, so I click on the start of the leg up and click again at the end, it's showing me where the majority, sorry about that, it's showing me where the majority of the volume was. And you can see here at this price range was where there was heavy volume. Okay, lots of buying happened because it kept pushing up and up and up. And as it retraced back, look where price stopped at. Okay, it stopped at the heavy volume. Okay, and started pushing back up again, these buyers protecting their positions. This is something you cannot really see using any other tool. You need the volume profile. It is a very, very useful tool, and ActTrader offers you it completely free of charge within their charting solution. So a really fantastic tool. So that's the draw tab explained. Of course, you have measure if you want to measure you know, certain areas, so we can measure from here to here. Very self-explanatory. So we're going to switch off the draw. You have the crosshairs. Crosshairs, again, very useful to pinpoint the exact price of a particular area. So if I want to know the exact price around here, I have it with the crosshairs. Really, really useful. And info basically shows you the high, low, open, close of each individual candle. Again, useful if you're setting stop losses, take profits at a particular area, and you want to set it, you know, just above the high or just below the low. You got the exact figures. Click on table view. It shows you again the high, low, open, close, but on a table format. Okay, of each individual, whatever time frame. So on a 5-minute time frame, shows you every 5-minute candle what it was. You can download this. You can also click on show additional columns, which shows you the percentage change versus the percentage change versus average, and even the volume. Okay, volume traded at those each individual candle. Very, very interesting, very good stuff. So you can just toggle that off. Next up, we actually have how to change the candles themselves. So at the moment we have candles. You can choose a bar chart, colored bar chart, for example. But there are many more options. So you can have a simple line graph, step, mountain, hobo candles, volume candles, which is, again, phenomenal tools. These are some tools that a lot of charting platforms do not even offer. Okay, and you have it all here, and these are usually very premium things. Next up on the list, you obviously have the time frame, so you can change the time frame of each candle. Go to a 15-minute time frame, very self-explanatory. Next we have views. So views is basically almost like a template. Say I've set up the charts exactly how I like them. I can click on save view, call this my view, for example. Click save. Now if I change stuff on the chart, and rather than having to manually change each individual item, I can just simply click on views, my view, and it takes it back to how it was. Okay. Next up on the list we have studies. So studies are indicators. Okay. Now I am going to explain in more detail in a separate video all about indicators, how to add them, etc. So in another video we'll go into details about indicators. Next up on the list we have events. Now event is also tied up with indicators. So for example, you can create signals. Okay, so say you have a moving average on the chart and you would like ActTrader to alert you or to create a point on the chart every time price crosses below or above the moving average. You can do that with events. Next we have preferences, which is just, you know, you can change the theme, range selector. For example, if I toggle that on, you should see, yep, the range selector, so I can, you know, quite literally select the range that's viewable. Just a few different preferences. Have a little play around with it and set up the chart to how you like. On the right hand side we have the quick trade buttons. Now of course we have trade buttons here. We also have trade buttons here. But again, more trade buttons if you just want to quickly enter, exit, enter, buy or sell in the market very quickly. You have them here at your convenience. On the bottom you have zoom in, zoom out. You can use manually just by clicking zoom in, zoom out. Of course, you can just use your mouse's scroll wheel to zoom in, zoom out. Full screen, it just creates the WebTrader platform in full screen. Smart zoom, so smart zoom is quite interesting. So with smart zoom, if I toggle it on, which it's on right now, if I zoom in, rather than just zooming in on the 15-minute candle and making it really big, smart zoom will actually lower my time frame. So watch as I zoom in, it's still 15-minute, now it's lowered it to 5-minute. And if I keep zooming in, it's lowering it to 1 minute until 1 minute being the lowest. So if I zoom out, the same thing happens. 30-minute, 4-hour, 1 day, etc. So you don't have to manually change the chart, the time frame of the chart. You can just use the smart zoom. And last but not least, of course, we have shortcuts. Very useful. Gives you all the different shortcuts of drawing tools, hotkeys, etc. Things that you'll probably use very often. Have a quick look at them. Very self-explanatory as well. So that is the charts in the WebTrader. Some very, very useful tools, some very good premium tools included.